We often get asked when talking about sort of the health of any animal is, how do you know if a dog is unwell? Now, some of these things you need to look out for are the sort of signs of what's wrong. Now, when you're doing human first aid, we look at what's called signs and symptoms. A sign is something you see, a symptom is something the patient tells you. Now, with Deco here, she can't directly talk, obviously, but she can show signs of where there could be any possible problems. So we're really concentrating on the signs here. If you think there's a problem with your dog, the first thing you're going to notice is just its behaviour. Maybe, she's not lively when you come back. She's sitting down. She might be rubbing her back end or scratching, things like this, or just not a normal self. Another thing could be appetite. It's quite common for a dog to go off its food, or be very ravenous, wants to eat everything that's going, or maybe just starts destroying the house, things like this. These could be all signs that there could possibly be something wrong. Not necessarily, because it might just be dogs being naughty, or especially if it's a new dog of yours. So we just sort of have a look through some signs that you can look for within a dog. Now, obviously Deco's a large dog. This would be exactly the same, whether we're doing it with small dogs, large dogs, but also we can apply this to other animals. A little bit different with some of them, but the smaller animals with your rabbits and cats and all sorts of other creatures. So we just start off, the good thing to do is start at the head and work your way down around the body. Now, Deco here, she's dribbling well, she's lively, she's alert. So that's pretty much covering that, she's her normal self. Panting is a normal reaction for dogs. Dog can't sweat the way that a human would. So you see now she's panting and her tongue's out, she's dribbling. This is all normal behaviour. Some of the older dogs, you might notice their breath smells a bit. This could be what they've eaten, or it could be a dental problem, so maybe it might be worth checking. So to start with here, as we can, we just have a look through at her teeth to make sure there's no major problems. Gum colour can be quite a good indication. So from here we can look through, and her gums are pretty much as they normally are. She's got pink and black type gums. There's no growths or any other problem within her mouth. Her tongue's quite normal. Give me a go. So looking up, the next thing is look at the nose. If you touch the dog's nose, it's normally very cold. Another indication could be if you just tap on the end of a dog's nose, she'll normally just pop her tongue out. I'm not going to do it for us now, but it's just a normal reaction. Again, it's just the way that the dog's, if you know the nose is cold, it's quite a good indicator. If a dog's got a hot nose, it not necessarily means it's unwell, but it could just be one of those signs that could give you some hints. So from here, just looking at her, nose is cold, she's breathing well, respiration's fine, she's panting, which is fine. We look at her eyes. Within the eyes, just lift the eyes up, have a look at the whites of the eyes as well. You notice with the dog, they have an inner eyelid that comes across this way as well. Again, that's normal. It's more of a protection method for them. So their eyelids go up and down this way, so they'll close this way. And if we open up, we can also see another lid that will come across here. So you want to have a look there and look at one eye compared with the other eye. Is there a problem if you've got any discharge? Sometimes you'll see a discharge coming out the eyes. Now, sometimes that's normal, but is it continuous? Is it a colour to it? Moving around, just go through and have a look at the ears. Dogs' ears are different in different breeds. Some go up, some go down, some go one up, one down. That's completely normal. We want to have a look through. Now with an ear, don't go sticking stuff inside it. You're not quite sure what damage you could possibly do. But sometimes you'll find the dog's running in the field and it gets a little grass seed in its ear. And these can go in quite deep and cause problems and then get infected as well. This is something you want to take the dog to a vet to get it out. One of the signs you might see is you might see her scratching her ear a lot, or maybe rubbing her ear against your leg or the furniture, or rubbing it on the floor. It's anything that's going to show that an ear type problem, also shaking their head quite violently. If you just stroke your dog, you'll be able to feel any other problems. You can feel any growths, especially older dogs. Older dogs often have little warts and things come up, but just see what's actually normal. So good thing for you to do right now is to just make some fuss of your dog and find out what normal is. If you start getting a lot of swelling around the neck, this could be an indication. Don't go pushing in the neck to cause any harm. Always make sure the collar's not on too tight on the dog. Pop your hands round and just make sure that there's no excessive swelling. Sometimes within the cheeks here you start to see swelling, and this could indicate a respiratory type problem, or it could indicate some other internal problems. As you go down, just work your way down the body and the good, and push into the stomach very gently and see if it's tender. Again, be careful of this. It's often good to do these sort of things when there's two of you, and one of you can just hold the head out the way. Come around and just feel around the stomach, make sure there's no problems there, and just look at the dog the whole time. See what her reaction is. If she growls, or she looks upset, or she gets up and tries to move, just be careful of that. It might be an indication. Going down the legs, just in case there was any injury or swelling, it may be she's been unwell, she's been stung by a bee or a wasp, or snake bites are quite common as well. So just have a look through. If you notice anything, then you need to obviously have a closer look. The other end, around the back end, we want to make sure is clean. And there's all sorts of problems within dogs. They get upset stomachs and problems. So maybe one of the things you need to do is clean your dog. We don't want to leave any muck on the back end, because this can cause more problems, can be discomfort. And also it will stress the dog. Dogs like to be clean, and if they're not clean, then it can really stress them out. So have a look now at your dog. Just look through at its respiration rates, look at its breathing, how warm is its nose, eyes. Find out what's normal for your dog. And then as you work your way down the body, you can just check it over and just make sure there's no abnormalities there at all. So other little things maybe look out for within the coat. We're looking at the main part of the dog. With Ego here, she's very, very hairy. So in the long-haired dogs, you can get matting and problems within the coat. And we'll look at that a little bit more later on with the grooming side. So just to summarise, dogs, you're looking for the signs, things that could possibly be wrong with her. Look out what's normal and what's then not normal. And if you need any more advice or any help, contact your veterinary surgeon.